sure? That's rough. Your feed is choppy and laggy. Give us a second.
And then
You're choppy and laggy.
and then you got to put it on the broadcast on the all the way bottom left, that little thing. In stream recording.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then
Opacity?
yeah.
Opacity.
Guys, we're just setting up the chat
opacity.
box.
So turn it down so they can see right through the chat. Okay. All right, back to you. That should do it. That was the worst commercial ever.
They're back. All right, there we go. All right.
Skid, tell us about this Twitch. What's the goal? What has been going on? Because there's a lot of people that are watching this right now that have never seen your XCOM.
Yeah, if you've never seen XCOM, so I'm a massive XCOM fan. It's one of my favorite. The original XCOM, Enemy Unknown, is one of my top 2-3 games of my entire life. Came out in like 1993. So the premises of the original is that aliens are invading the Earth, and you're a multinational secret organization dedicated to repelling them. So the premise of XCOM 2, the sequel, is that the aliens won and have taken over the Earth, and you're a guerrilla organization who are trying to undermine the aliens as best you can. So you've got this spaceship here, the Avenger, which can evade the aliens, like fly around the Earth to like trouble spots or whatever. And you have these soldiers in your crew that you send out squads on missions to try to disrupt the enemy's aims. So, all right. So, and this is here's the commander's quarters up here. That's where I sleep. Well, my children sleep with their toys. Here's the living quarters. This is where the soldiers live and the engineers and everything.
There are no soldiers there.
Here's the guerrilla tactics school. This is really cool.
There are no gorillas there.
Yeah, there's no gorillas in here at all. There's no Harambe.
This game doesn't make any sense.
This is the Advanced Warfare Center. This is a little hospital. It's like a MASH unit for wounded soldiers. Wounded soldiers are the worst things you get. If soldiers get wounded, it fucking sucks. Because they level up, and if they're wounded, they can't go on missions and level up, and it sucks. And then, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. There's a resistance guy, blah, blah, blah. So let's try, and so I've got a lot of the GCP crew represented in the game, as well as some listeners who have joined me. So first, let's pick up, there's some supplies here in North America. We need those. We're going to pick those up. Bink, bink. Oh, yeah, we got all those. And now there's new staff available. We need staff
Setting
sometimes.
course for
So
Mexico.
let's go pick some up. Let's see if there's anything that we need.
Welcome, Commander.
All right, so this is stuff. This is not. No, there's nothing interesting here. We could get a scientist, but it's super expensive. And engineers, we were way overloaded with engineers. There's engineers sitting around smoking, like doing nothing, so we don't need that at all. Yeah, we're overloaded with engineers. We're like Indonesia.
Oh my god.
Let's. So we're building a radio relay in Africa. This will improve our ability to interact with local resistance in Africa. So we're going to finish building that. And I believe once we do this, we will be able to recruit really cheap rookie soldiers. Uh-oh. Incoming transmission, communication from the resistance. What is it? Okay, so this is a resistance council. This is the people who are behind the first XCOM game. They're still like maneuvering behind the scenes to help you. So in New Chile, there is an opportunity to rescue a VIP from a rioting city. The rewards we get is a new scientist and 80 intel, which can be used to buy stuff from the black market. So let's do that.
So, Skid, I've never watched XCOM. I've never played any of the XCOM games before. What I'm understanding, Joe has given me like a little primer on it. So you basically, right. But that's what I want to ask you. Is like
more than mechanical,
more than like really the nitty gritty. You're basically just doing like Pathfinder encounters. You're just showing up to an encounter, and you have like movement speed, standard actions, move actions based on your class.
Yeah.
And it's like a futuristic version of a rogue, a futuristic version of a ranger, and a fighter, and this and that. But you're just doing the encounter. There's no role playing per se. Oh, the role playing all takes place back at the base.
Emergent role playing.
Okay.
All right, so this is Amgram, who is one of our listeners, Allie Graham. And she's a colonel, like she's a real badass, but she's also shaken because she got injured on a mission a while ago, and she has yet to. If she kills an enemy and gets through a mission without getting wounded, she can remove the shaken condition. But until that happens, she's a little bit of a liability. So we're going to take her out, and instead, we are going to insert Baron Redheart.
Oh my God! It's Baron Redheart.
Dude, man,
Look at the shades.
he is such a badass. It's so fucking cool. Let's see. Is he all set up? Let's get your loadout. We got a grenade. All right, let's change this. Let's give you dragon rounds. So those give you whenever you hit an enemy, they get set on fire, which is fucking great.
Woo!
So this is kind of the A team here. We have this is Little Red.
Oh, nice.
Here's Little Red right here. She is our resident psychic, our only psychic right now.
Oracle?
Yeah. So and she has like psychic abilities she can lose to great effect on the battlefield. We have to keep her protected because we spent like 2 months leveling her up, training her psychic abilities, and if she dies, we're fucked.
Can I just say real quick? Magic Murder Hobo says Red Heart with a question mark. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It's like, I don't know what's his name. I don't know. And this is Della here. Check out Della. She's got the purple armor and everything. She's a total badass too. Although,
Skull cap, blue hair.
yeah. Although I believe she may also be shaken. No, she was shaken, but she removed it. So
she
her
looks
will.
like a bandit, like the Hamburglar.
Well, she's actually this eye makeup. The face paint is part of a mod that I downloaded, and this one is called Pris. So it's Pris from Blade Runner. That's the style of her eye makeup there. So Daryl Hannah's character in Blade Runner. So she was shaken, which had her will at 0. But since she removed the condition, her will got increased to 97. It's a 1 to 100 scale, so that's amazing. And she is unbreakable. She is a grenadier. And her nickname is Firebug, which the name gave her. So that was pretty cool.
Wait, Skid, who's that really handsome fellow with the backwards baseball
Well,
cap video?
let's see. Okay, so here we go. Do you recognize this guy? It's Troy LaValle.
I like that my nickname is the worst.
Look at
Ponytail.
Look at that ponytail.
I never had a ponytail or a handlebar mustache.
And you know what? Matthew Capitakaza hates it, but he's from Canada.
Yep. And if you notice, he has a neon
That speaks well of him.
shotgun. He has a
This
neon
is
green
amazing.
shotgun. The name of his weapon is the Nat 20. And he's also in the game. You see, he's from Canada. That's just how he was generated. And he has you're Canadian too. So.
Did you purposely spell my last name wrong, or you just ran out of characters?
I don't know.
2 L's, 2 E's.
Oh, you're right. Okay, I might have
Nobody
run out of characters.
You think
Yeah,
you
who
know
cares?
a guy.
Who cares?
You know what? A fictionalized
That's a real
character,
hit my ego, Joe.
and you're still complaining.
But here, the thing is, see on his left arm here, he's got the Canadian Special Services tattoo, which is pretty fucking
Right,
cool.
which I also have.
Right, so with you have in real life. Okay,
No,
so
I
that's
would never have a tattoo because I want to be buried in a Jewish cemetery,
that's right.
even though I'm not Jewish.
That's the best cemetery to be in.
Right.
Sometimes you get the kosher meal on an airplane.
Exactly.
It's really good. Yeah. All right, so.
In the afterlife, I want to get the kosher
All right, so let's go. Let's do this. Actually, I need to move the. Yep, I need to move it.
I've got all the.
Okay, move the camera.
I've got all the.
All right, let's go. Now watch this. Look at them all like turn like badasses, get into the ship. Yeah.
Sky Ranger deployed.
We're in the pipe. 5 by 5.
We're in the fight, 5 by 5. All right, let's
All right, guys. A couple things are going to happen. I need you to roll for initiative.
What was Troy's will? I didn't even know. It's high, right? I think it's super high.
Like Faye Jarl said, look at Troy's will stat.
Yeah, he said.
Single-minded, I guess.
So this is like I'm doing this off my laptop, so it's a little clunkier than my desktop at home.
We just got word from the spokesman. Apparently the aliens
Joe
captured a
thoughts.
VIP of critical importance to the
Oh, I'm just eager to see how this goes down. I've watched Skid play this before, and I love XCOM. Troy's never seen it before. I think he's really going to like it.
Evac the target as quickly as possible.
Like she's got this. This is another cool person, but this is Little Red. Like she's got her anarchy tattoo. She's got a suicidal tendencies bandana.
Skid, question. Why did you give Troy a ponytail and a Fu Manchu?
That's just when I created a new character. That's how he showed up, and I was just like, that's it.
Well, Skid, I'll be honest, it is Movember, and I did grow a mustache a few years back. Prostate cancer research, so I'm cool with it.
So Troy's trying to tell you that he's a good guy for raising money for prostate cancer research? A total lie.
Go on.
Yeah, Lork was in the game, but he died 3 times because he's in the character pool. It's complicated, but so he keeps showing up whenever they need random extra soldiers in the game. So he keeps showing up, and he keeps dying every time. So he's
And
died
he
3
keeps
times.
just randomly leaving?
Yeah, well,
Classic Lork. Casual Tuna asks, has any of us read The Dark Tower? I read the first 4 books. You guys?
Stephen King wrote that, right?
Yes.
I've only read It by Stephen King, and I started that vampire novel. What's it called?
That his son wrote?
No, it's Solomon's Peak or Isaac's. I can't remember the name of it. If you guys remember the vampire novel I'm talking about by Stephen King.
All right, so how does this work? You only see a little bit, there's some fog of war?
There is fog of war, and you can only see what your characters can see.
But you can see into a building? Or?
Yeah, well, you can see if there's windows, you can see in.
You can also scroll up and down to see inside of buildings.
So here's Baron. So he has a spider suit, so he has this cool grapple ability, so we'll do that.
Salem's Lot, that's exactly right. That's what I started reading and it was terrible and I stopped.
Okay, so that doesn't count as a move, so he can still move up. And there's no cover up there, we'll move him here.
Move into position.
And he has an Australian accent because they don't have a southern Texan accent in the game.
I'm moving in.
So here we go with Stinger.
So this is you, this is Nestor?
No, we haven't found Nestor yet. He's also in the character pool, but we haven't encountered him yet.
Can I just say that in the now that this is in the future and cars exist, that Baron Redheart ? Car of choice is a Lincoln Continental. You guys gotta get yourselves a Lincoln. It feels like freedom.
All right. So
Matthew McConaughey. That's it.
So we'll move Troy up. So these red squares.
Skid, can I ask you, what is my special ability?
You're actually kind of maxed out. Your specialty is the shotgun.
Okay.
So you're an up close and deadly.
I just shotgun beers.
Yeah.
way
Yes,
to
exactly. Just like real life. And this is me. This is Galabras.
Oh, it's Galabras.
Yeah, he's still alive, so we'll move him up. And he's the medic.
To that location.
So.
Oh, he's the medic. That's awesome.
And his nickname is Angel?
Yep.
Skid, you must have so much fun playing. Now I understand why you play this.
I
4 or
love
5
this
times
game.
a day.
Yeah, this is why I play this for 8 hours weekdays.
Are there difficulty levels like low?
Yeah, I'm on
hard?
normal, but normal is still really, really hard.
Okay, so how many difficulties are there above normal?
There's 3. There's 3 above normal.
Holy shit!
And there's also Iron Man, which
that sounds
disables loaded saves.
I was gonna say that sounds miserable.
Yeah, it's supposed to, I won't even try it. Okay, so I've moved. I'm being a little cautious. I moved up into cover, but I haven't exhausted everyone's actions. So instead, I'm going to go into Overwatch, which is if they see an enemy moving in front of them, they will take a shot. They probably won't, but
We got asked if there's any Dresden Files fans in the house.
I have never read it. I've never read those books, but I know people really like them.
Troy shoots
never
green
have.
D20s out of a shotgun.
I have not read them.
What are your favorite sci-fi fantasy-ish books, Matthew?
I was just talking to Skid about this, but I just read the stories of Ted Chiang, whose long story of Your Life is going to be the movie Arrival. Skid, what's the director? How do I pronounce the director's name?
What?
Arrival director.
Oh, Denis Villeneuve.
I was like, Dennis Villeneuve.
He's the best. He's the best director.
Yeah, so I was super into Ted Chiang. I read the George R.R. Martin, Tolkien, obviously. I was into Lloyd Alexander when I was little. Garth Nix is a favorite of mine. And I'm also into I'm big into magic realism and also like Kafka and Borges and Calvino is my favorite actually.
That was a lot, Matthew. It was a lot.
too
It's
many.
impressive.
It's too many.
Have you guys read Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson?
Yes.
I got really into that because I was into after kind of burning out on fantasy, I wanted to get into cyberpunk, and that is like, would you agree the seminal cyberpunk novel? What do you think the seminal cyberpunk novel?
Neuromancer?
I just
Yes,
I read
it's
that
absolutely
too.
Neuromancer.
I actually like Snow Crash
Mona Lisa Overdrive.
better. Oh, you like Mona Lisa Overdrive?
I love Mona Lisa Overdrive.
Is that Philip K. Dick?
We were talking.
Yeah, Dune is my favorite. One of my favorite fucking books of all time.
Dune-
Someone just asked if anyone read Brian Jacques. I have read Brian Jacques, and I met him when I was very young.
The password to my email, by the way, in high school.
When I was very young. He came to the Barnes. He came to the Barnes and Noble in Springfield, New Jersey.
So the password to my high school email account was Bene Gesserit 85.
Oh shit! It's a sectopod. Oh my
We're getting
god.
a little bit of Joe's catfolk voice. Are you really gonna do that the whole time?
I just like that Matthew was like, I met him when I was very young. My name is Jacques. I'm an author. Why don't you come into my room at the Holiday Inn whilst I lay my hand upon your tender young thigh? Joe, Skid, you said you love Dune. Joe
Love.
and I think, Joe, can I speak for you? It is unreadable.
Oh my god!
I've tried to read it.
You people.
We have both tried to read it. I mean, I've tried to read it 3 or 4 times, and that is
You're talking about Dune?
Yes, dude.
Yeah, you're both full of shit. He who controls
We're not
the
lying.
spice
wouldn't
controls
lie about
the
something
universe.
like
But it's still fucking insane that you would think that.
I've also tried multiple times.
The
too.
Bene Gesserit are a very vulnerable and a well-respected order of women.
Here's a question. Speaking of cyberpunk, does this qualify as cyberpunk? Matthew, I believe you had me read Perdido Street Station. Wasn't that you? Is that cyberpunk?
I actually haven't read that one, so I can't say. But China Medieval is another one that's an absolute favorite of mine.
A lot of people.
Yeah, Perdido Street Station was bizarre and very cool. Did you read that, Troy?
tried to read through it 3 times, left it on the roadside. Yeah.
Oh shit! They're gonna spot me. They're gonna spot me.
So what's happening?
Uh-oh. Skid's been spotted.
I think no.
But Baron's in a good position.
What does that mean?
It
Okay,
means that
so
they've been seen
now the ambush phase is over. They are gonna start fighting
The
us.
surprise round, essentially.
Yep.
So
But here we go.
the
There's
game
the
works
Labrys.
is You have
Overwatch.
Yeah, motherfucker. Oh! Baron.
Oh, Baron with the kill! Della with the kill!
Oh, it's badass. Oh, that was great.
So Skid, I'm a total noob to this. You basically come in, you have ready to actions, and then they see you.
That's pretty much it.
So they always inevitably see you.
Oh yeah, you'll eventually. Oh shit! Here we go. Little Red. Yeah, Little Red. All right. The Psyker. Cool.
Has anybody watched the documentary?
Yeah, Hodorowski's Dune. Yeah, that's amazing. It is amazing. All right, so I can't. I'm not close enough. Let me see if I can get closer.
Bill says, I'll read Dune if Troy watches Jurassic Park. No, I never.
Too bad you didn't have a hacker to disable the sectopod.
Yeah, I know. Alexei was my hacker, and he died. So.
So Alexei, if you wanted to be a part of this mission, you should have survived.
Yeah, it's on you, Alexei.
I'm sure it's right.
All right, what can I do here? Yeah, not much. Okay.
Skid, are you winning the match? I want to sound like an old, like your grandmother walking.
Are you doing it?
Skid? Are you winning the match?
Are you winning it?
Are your guys winning? All right, well, have fun with your friends. Don't stay up too late.
All right, I'm gonna try to get her closer so that hopefully she can.
Just don't
It is clear.
Troy hasn't died yet. He's it's hard to kill. All right, I can do Fuse, which is a really cool psychic ability that will remotely detonate any grenades held by the enemy.
Oh, that's amazing.
Which is really fun, but there aren't. Oh, I can do Null Lance though. That could work. It's just a swath of psychic energy that'll tear through your enemies. Fortunately, there aren't people in a line, but it will at least hit this thing. So.
And that's your biggest enemy right now.
Yes.
Look at how small the health points are in its health bar. That means it has a ton of health.
Yeah. Here we go, Little Red.
Says, remember, the mission is to not kill Little Red. Is that
Oh! And that cut right through armor. That bypassed DR. So that was fucking great. All right, so there's.
I feel like it's the objective of our streams to take the language of whatever game we play and turn it into Pathfinder.
Yeah,
language.
totally.
We did that all the time in Dark Souls 3.
Did they do this when they created this game?
Here's Stinger. So she has this thing called a mimic beacon, which she'll throw out, and this creates a hologram of an XCOM soldier, and all the enemies are compelled to attack it until it's destroyed, and instead of your actual soldiers. All right, so Baron, he has this ability called
buddy.
Lightning Hands, which gives him a free shot before his real turn begins against any enemy he wants that's in range.
I'm sorry, I just had to point out that Baron is born in the USA, unlike that coward terrorist, Dilla.
That's right. All right, so he's going to take his pistol, do it with a one-liner.
Time to die.
There you go. There you go. And he's on fire. So he'll die next round because he's on fire.
I told you it was time to die next round.
So he has a couple of abilities. He can take a sniper shot on the sectopod, or he has this ability called Face Off, which gives him a free pistol shot on everyone he can see.
Oh my gosh. That's so cool.
Yeah, it is really
That's what
cool.
Baron does in our games.
I know. That's why I tried to build him like he was in the game. But I'm actually going to try to hit him with Della first, because she has an ability called Shred. Oh, Rupture, actually, which is great. Which will tear through the sectopod's armor, which operates like DR, and it'll make him more vulnerable to attacks in the future. So we'll do this. And it uses up 2 of her ammo, but it's totally worth it.
Let me ask you the question. Can this Della character, she can?
She can. Oh, wow. She might have just killed it. No. Not quite.
1 point left.
1 point left. So now he can do Face Off, because it'll kill 2 guys. So here we go.
Holy shit! Baron just took down the 2 guys! That is exactly Baron as in the game.
That's so Baron. Targets neutralized.
Target neutralized,
so Baron
mate.
is from New Zealand?
Yeah, apparently.
Born in America, from New Zealand somehow.
All right, so
He took a semester abroad in New Zealand, and he talks like that everywhere he goes.
Baron, or Troy, is a ranger, So he has an ability called Run and Gun, which allows him to dash and still make an attack.
Forgive You asked if there's any thought to having a P.O. box for viewer mail. That's a great idea, but we have to think about it.
That is a really good idea. I think we might do that. All right, so Troy's a little bit far away from this guy, but he's still going to take a shot at him with Nat 20, the shotgun.
Oh! He Nat 20'd on him, critical.
Oh, he did. He critted him.
Troy,
Oh, and he gets loot.
Are we looking for
That
this?
orange square means a loot drop, and he also has an ability called I can't remember what it's called. Undeniable or something. Which, if he makes a kill, he gets an extra move at the end of it.
Can I just say, someone accused me of being a Kiwi, and I just want to say, it's business. It's business time.
Go ahead.
Pardon.
Go ahead. It's a turn-based game.
Coming through.
There you go. All right.
Hello.
Good job.
Back this way.
All right. So
Sorry. Tally ho.
you get a expanded magazine and an advanced autoloader. That's some sweet loot.
Where do you want it?
And there's a fucking turret up there.
Is that bad?
Yeah. Troy's gonna get shot.
Shit. Don't shoot Troy! And with his beautiful handlebar mustache.
All right. So Gale is not really in a position to do anything, so he's going to dash up here so he can, next turn he can get a shot on the turret.
Oh, that's cool. So is that one move action just to be able to do all that?
No, that's a dash, so that uses both
It's
actions.
like running in Pathfinder.
Yeah, and he's going to get shot at.
Double move. Right.
Oh, he's missed! Oh, he's untouchable. That's right. That's another ability.
Of course he is.
That's another ability that Troy
course
has,
he is.
which
Now, Skid,
is
do you have do the characters have like AC? Like I'm just trying to think of this in
Um,
Pathfinder terms.
not.
They have
Yeah, they do.
armor?
Well, they have. It's not. They don't really have AC. They have armor. They have like DR.
Okay.
Armor's like DR. Functions like DR.
That's
And that's part of Skid. I'm sorry if I can cut in. That's part of Pathfinder Unchained. They put out a whole rule system of armor as DR throughout the whole game.
okay.
So instead of having an armor bonus to AC, you don't worry about AC. Attacks just hit, and then damage goes down based on how strong your armor is.
But don't you always take damage then?
Well, because you apply your dexterity bonus and stuff like that. Like you can dodge stuff, but your armor, instead of adding to your AC, just adds to how much damage is taken away.
We have a quick question from Uber Branches. Grant, if I were to make my way up the coast a bit, would you play a game of Warhammer 40k with me? Yeah, definitely. It would just have to fit into my schedule. I'd be happy to. We could hang out for sure. We'd have to do some Facebook Live stuff to let everyone know we were doing it, but it would happen.
The turret blew up for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what happened there. The turret's gone. But this VIP, so we're trying to like rescue this VIP who's in a prison cell over here. So I'm gonna wait a turn. I'm gonna overwatch everybody.
Come get some. Got it covered.
Ясно. Буду начеку.
Scanning.
Uber Branches just has to work with my schedule. Obviously, I have to be there, but we could figure something out, I'm sure. It might have to be Combat Patrol because I've been painting the new Hero Quest replacement from them for so long instead of my Blood Angels, but we'd figure something out.
What's over there?
We got a question for Skid. Skid,
Yes. Yes.
why were you over here in Japan?
Oh, I was working in TV and film over there. I did a few commercials and some movies, or one movie. And I did a show called 99 with Okamura and Yabe, the comedians. I did a show called Denpa Shonen which at the time I heard was referred to colloquially as the shame of Japan. I played a.
Oh my God.
I did a voiceover as a gay Argentinian truck driver on that show, and that was really fun.
Can we get a quick taste of that gay
Yeah, what did he
Argentinian
sound like,
truck
Steve?
driver? What did he sound like?
Well, the cool thing was, it's like they had no fucking idea what a gay Argentinian truck driver sounded like. So it was like, "Ay, Dios mío," and like, no, that's great. It's just like,
More of that.
eat this up.
More cowbell.
More cowbell.
We've been asked if we have played Pillars of Eternity.
Oh, yeah,
man,
yeah.
Have we played some Pillars of Eternity?
Oh, yeah.
We sure have. They want you to stream it.
Is Skid a polyglot? How many languages do you speak?
ございました。はい。
How many languages do you speak, Skid?
0.5.
Forgive you says, well, if you guys want to set up a PO box, I can send over some okashi for you.
That would be wonderful. I've been thinking about setting up a PO box. I have a post office right by my house. That would be really convenient. Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
Oh, somebody likes Berserk.
Yeah, Troy, you got a Berserk shout out.
God. I mean, I don't know if you've watched any of the new Berserk, because, you know, Berserk, I turned Skid, I gave Skid the box set that I got, I gave it to Joe, watched a little bit of it, I think Skid watched all of it, and then they came out with the sort of movie versions that went straight to Netflix, and now, what is it, Super Crunchy or Crunchyroll?
Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll.
Are you talking about the anime?
Yeah, it has.
Did you ever play
second series of it? And the original Berserk to me is the best anime ever.
Really good.
Did you ever play the Dreamcast game?
Я бегу.
No, I know there was.
Oh my God, it was amazing. It
Yeah.
was the best game ever.
I read some of the manga, but I only got very. You know, I basically scratched the surface of the manga because it was not as dark as the TV show, or at least it probably got darker. I only read like the first 5 or 6, but the original Berserk is unbelievable, and I've seen some of the new ones, and it's pretty cool as well.
You know what my first anime ever was at age 9? A VHS copy of
Sailor Moon.
Ninja Scroll.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you ever see Ninja Scroll? That's a fucked up movie.
It is a really fucked up. I love that.
Any Ninja Scroll lovers out there? Let us know.
I was actually thinking that Owiga was kind of like the witch that he runs into. What has the wasp nest on her back? Made me think of that.
The fucked up thing that I love about Ninja Scroll is one of the bad guys. When you're fighting him, they rip off the skin on his back, and like a batch of killer bees flies out of it to kill the people trying to kill him.
Yeah.
What's the guy? My favorite anime guy of all time is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Satoshi Kon. He did
The Perfect Blue
and
Yeah.
Millennium Actress.
Yeah.
I
love Perfect Blue.
Hold
oh
on
my
real
God,
quick.
Perfect Blue is unbelievable. I think
Someone
it's better than Akira. There, I said it.
Someone in the chat wants to send to the P.O. box if we set it up a copy of Jurassic Park to get you to watch it. Someone
you'd be
has
the
already
third-
done that.
You'd be the third person to see.
Yeah. Don't send any more copies.
He won't watch it. Oh, there's tourists.
I've never seen Full Metal Alchemist, but I've heard it's very, very good.
Oh, crud. God damn it.
I was really into anime like 15 years ago when I was working in video stores. But
I'm your Huckleberry, he said. I'm your Huckleberry.
I am your Huckleberry.
I lost touch.
Shit. That is not good.
By the way, one of you guys said earlier, I don't think we mentioned it, that Baron's accent, the listener was writing in from Australia and said that it was from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oi.
Say that, but, yeah.
Oi, I'm from New Zealand. I like to eat fruit and the little birds that are from our island. I love both of them. And I've been on a show called Flight of the Conchords for quite some time. And if you ever saw what happens in the shadows, what is that movie called? The vampire documentary they made?
Oh, Things in the Darkness?
Things in the Shadows. Oh my God, that was a great movie. I apologize for forgetting it.
Oh shit. Oh, it's a snake!
I love the attack moments of the game.
Who killed the
Close
snake?
up, that is fucking cool.
Oh, crud.
Is this bad news?
What we do in the shadows, thank you.
That is amazing.
Oh shit, it's a fucking Big Daddy from
Is she
Bio.
shooting through a wall?
She is.
Troy, this game is full of glitches and mistakes, just like your dungeon
No, I thought
mastering.
she had a power that allowed
No, I'm just letting you know that this game fucks up as much as you do.
Grant, I'm not going to allow Baron to shoot through a wall. I'm sorry. As much as you've tried.
Well,
So Baron has an ability that anytime he gets shot, he gets a free pistol shot at whatever attacked him. So here it goes again.
Pinned down here.
Right?
The cavalry's heading.
no, Faye Jarl, the reason I keep a Texas accent is because that's one of the only ones I can do. I apologize.
Alright, I'm gonna take Baron downstairs and put him on here. He's got these two.
It was a mockumentary, Alexi. I mean, you're such a hard ass all the time, but that's why we love you.
You can't. Okay. Let's review.
Skid would probably have the best NZ or Aussie accent, so I'm going to give Skid a chance to prove himself right now, and he's going to kill us all. So do it, Skid.
I'd like to welcome you all to the XCOM preview, the Twitch stream. We're having a great time here. We've got a couple of snakes here and a creature from Bioshock, and we're going to try to kill them all. So let's see what happens.
Did you see how he just murdered all of us? Without even thinking, like I had... Man, he can just switch accents so quickly.
Alright, so I just mind controlled this snake, which is fucking awesome! That's Little Red! That's Little Red, the fucking snake. He just mind controlled the fucking snake.
Little bit. I'm just trying my best to stay awake here. I actually think this is really cool.
Alright, can you see through the window? Yes. Can you throw a grenade? Oh no, don't do that. Okay. Just take a shot. Take a shot.
Oh my god, his accent is still so great.
Oh, a crit! Oh, did he knock it out?
Конец лунатику.
That's Darwin? Okay.
He is an accent chameleon. I'll answer for him. He's amazing. I just has an ear for it. It's incredible.
Thank you.
You got some an Australian approval on that accent, Skid.
I thank you very much. I've worked hard on that one, so I really appreciate it. Alright, so I'm gonna try to take this dude out.
Skid is better at XCOM than Joe is at Dark Souls.
Ooh, shots fired, Joe.
Yes.
You know that was good.
You know that was good.
Uber, I'm gonna check him out tonight. It's been so busy this trip.
XCOM's a far easier game than Dark Souls.
That's not true.
I can handle that.
XCOM's a very difficult game.
Oh my god. I played XCOM Enemy Within, and it was so difficult. I was like,
Yeah,
I would
it
have
is
to
a
reload saves constantly for encounters. I could not pull it off.
Yeah.
And especially, I mean, the idea of keeping a character alive, especially, is so difficult in this game. It's insane.
yeah.
Hey fellas and Dellas, John from the Douglas and Dragons pod here. The glass cannon is a blast. I'm on episode 58 and I'm so slowly catching up. Was super bummed about Gorms.
Thank
Gorms?
you so much for writing in. That's awesome, Matthew. Your thoughts?
I'm still super bummed about it.
Thank you, Matthew.
That concludes the portion of Matthew's contribution.
Skid, can you do a South African accent?
I can do one. Let me try
one's
one.
really
I'm
hard.
terrible, so I'm going to do a
Troy, your thoughts on the end of Gorms?
All right, are you ready? So I think this is a good way to do all of the accents. I do a terrible one, and then Skid does a great one. Are you ready? Hello, I'm from South Africa. Boykos. I'm an Afrikaner. Go World Cup a couple of years ago. Vuvuzela. All right, Skid. Now you're authentic South Afrikaner.
Welcome to South Africa. South Africa.
South Africa, bruh.
South Africa. South Africa. Afrikaners. Hallo, ik talk to Afrikaners. They give me down here at South Africa. That's as close as I can get.
That was pretty good. That was good.
The Ultramarine Chaser Canadian?
Very good question.
He was a Canucks fan. He was in Vancouver.
All right, so now Little Red has an ability that I've never used yet called Insanity. Yes, yeah. I'm just gonna do this one mission, then we'll call it. But
No, play. I don't understand how it all works.
yeah. So okay, so
fascinating.
what's happening in this mission is I'm supposed to rescue this VIP, and then I have 6 rounds now until my rescue ship arrives. So I've got to hold off waves of aliens until they show up.
Is the VIP P. Diddy?
It is. Yes, that's.
Gotta rescue him from the.
Oh, here we go. So I can use fuse. I can use fuse here.
What's that do?
That remotely detonates explosives held by the enemy.
On the dead enemies around him too, or just the living guy?
Just the one. So here we go. There's Little Red. That's really fucking fun. Actually, you'll have a shot here, Della, if you move here.
Skid, do you mind if I jump in for a second and throw a contest out there?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, we said we were going to do a contest, and I'm sure that's the only reason you guys are hanging out and watching. No, I'm kidding.
He's not kidding.
It's because we're
He's
so
a jerk.
entertaining and not exhausted and hungover and still drunk.
Trying to bring the energy back.
We're trying to bring energy back. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give away a. What are we giving away?
We're gonna give away
Ultimate
our
Intrigue.
last copy of Ultimate Intrigue.
Right. We've given away Ultimate Intrigue now times
Twice.
already.
Yep. We have one more.
We're
that
gonna give
they sent
away
us.
one more Ultimate Intrigue. But I'll be honest. If you don't get the answer right by the time we end this Twitch, I'm gonna keep it for myself.
You have said that you didn't want to have it in a
I
giveaway.
really-
Like literally a week ago, you were like, I think I'm just gonna keep the other Ultimate Intrigue.
It's one of those things like, oh, Troy, he's so funny, he's joking. No, I'm going to keep it. It's a beautiful, beautiful book, and I would love to build a vigilante character, and I really want to keep it for my library. So
How does
I'm going
how does
to,
Howie feel about the Ultimate
hold on
Intrigue?
to it if you guys cannot answer this question. Now, it's kind of a trivia question, but not really, because I don't think I've ever said it aloud. It's really just.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little more random, but I think it'll bring up some interesting conversation.
Right, like if one of my childhood friends is listening, he'll probably get it right.
Don't answer.
But don't answer, because I'll give you the book. Like if my little brother is listening, just calm down. I'll let you borrow the PDF.
Borrow the PDF.
That's theft, Troy. That is theft.
We have given away. Shit, we've given away a ton of shit.
Yeah, this was a great weekend for giveaways, and you guys were so awesome with the responses. Literally this morning, waking up in a haze. Or was it yesterday? When did we?
Joe definitely
No, it
woke
was
up in a
this morning
haze.
because last night we did so many giveaways. This morning I woke up in a haze reading some of your answers about the funniest moments on the show and some of the things that didn't get mentioned in the original Facebook Live, which is so frustrating because some comments we're realizing don't show up because they get skipped because so many are coming in. When we asked for funniest moment, I started scrolling through and I saw funniest moments that we never saw come up last night. And I was literally laying there completely hungover, looking at my phone and just laughing to myself on the couch because there were just such great moments that you guys brought up.
Do you remember one in particular that we didn't talk about during that
And
1 hour and 46-minute Facebook Live video?
And if you don't know, now you know, Happy. We had
I
not
do
said
not
that.
approve of that comment at all.
We had not said that to each other in a long time, and I totally forgot about that one. That was a funny one.
All right, so we're going to. God, we gave away. What have we given away?
Wait, let me do another one. When Gormley went to Kesson Plums and Kesson Plums' wife opened the door and said, Kesson, there's a woman here to see you?
There's a
Question mark.
woman? Question mark. Here to see you?
Oh, man.
Yeah, so many funny moments. We've given away, all weekend long, we gave away a mini core rulebook. The paperback version, the mini bestiary paperback version. We gave away a bestiary 5. We gave away a bestiary 5 pawn box. We gave away horror adventures. We gave away a ton of stuff. And now we're going to give away our last copy of Ultimate Intrigue. Because we've already given away 2, not this weekend, but in previous contests. We're going to give it away right now.
But I'm gonna keep the suspense going for one more second because I thought of one more funny thing that needs to get mentioned. And this was one where other people were saying, "How did this not get mentioned?" Which was, and I don't believe it was mentioned, but it was when Skid said to
Baron
Della,
with the kill shot.
Nice, Baron. It was when Skid said to Matthew after he told us that Della was an atheist. That was a very bold choice in a world where gods demonstrably exist.
That really was amazing.
I mean, that was so brilliant and hysterical, and we missed it during the live broadcast.
And I love those moments because that was just Skid talking to Matthew.
Yeah, exactly.
That wasn't Nestor talking to
That was Skid calling Matthew out for not really thinking out the character when he built it.
Bold choice.
Although he did make his case like afterwards, and it made sense. So.
We're still getting a lot of love in the chat for Just Son's race car bed.
Oh man, that was a good one too.
All right, let's get to the quote-unquote contest. Now, we learned a few lessons over the past weekend, past couple days about. Wait, is that a snake person?
Yeah.
Is he on your team?
Little Red mind controlled the snake.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So fucking
Charm person.
Yep.
All right, so we
Speak with animals.
we learned a little bit about contests going live. The first thing we learned that Facebook Live is pretty much hot garbage when it comes to letting you know
Can't do it.
time. Like, we can go back and look at the tape, but trying to announce live like you win, it just doesn't work. I feel pretty confident though about the timestamp of the fucking what is this Twitch? Of the Twitch. So
The fucking what is this Twitch?
here's what we're gonna do.
Great job.
I'm gonna
Nicely
ask.
done.
I'm gonna ask a question, and the first person that gets it right, and I can see pretty clearly, and we can even see it on our TV screen, who the first person that says it correctly, you are going to get a copy of Ultimate Intrigue. You have to be from the continental United States. I'm sorry. We're very poor. We cannot ship outside of the continental U.S. right now, but very soon we will be able to. But yeah, so that's how it's gonna work.
Skid, we have a request here for you to make an XCOM character called Brend.
I think that's a good one.
Oh, that's a good one. I will.
You know what though,
He
Joe?
should be your friend.
He's just gonna die when everyone abandons him, like Lork did.
All right, we got. This is great. There's only 43 of you on here now, just chilling. That gives you a 1 in 43 chance. Here's the question.
Oh,
We're
now you all found a loophole.
It's video game.
right. We're playing Twitch. Obviously, I started the Twitch because I was like, maybe people would want to watch us play video games.
Can we
And
also,
a couple of you did.
Troy?
And so, yes.
Go ahead. You touched me on the shoulder to tell me to shut up.
That means quiet, Grant. Quiet. Save it. We started this Twitch because I said maybe people would want to watch us play video games. And then I started playing Dark Souls. And then Skid started doing XCOM. And what's that Bros game? Broforce. And Warhammer 40K. And then Joe came in with League of Legends. So the Twitch is all about video games. Well, let's go back to where video games began. No, not Atari. I'm talking about when the hobby really took off with NES, Nintendo Entertainment System. For me, I got the Nintendo came out in '86. I got it in '87. I got it the Christmas of '87.
Me too.
Did you? Oh my God! Do you remember?
'87.
Do you remember like waking up and ripping that open under the Christmas tree?
Yes, I got it from my grandmother, and I was so out of my mind. Except I got the deluxe edition with the robot and everything.
Oh, you got Rob the
Yeah.
robot. Grant, did you get that for Christmas?
So I wasn't. I was 2 years old and Matthew wasn't born.
I was
So
born.
you guys. Oh, you were born. So Matthew was 1. I was 2. So go to hell.
All right, so I guess we're dating ourselves a bit. Skid was already had his license at the time.
Skid was in college.
I bought the NES from money from my job that I was working.
Skid, you're like, oh, what? Your paper out? You're like, no, I was an investment banker at the time.
I was living in Dubai.
You ever seen
Yeah.
the movie Wall Street? Michael Douglas's character was based
Yeah, that was
on
me. That was based on me.
That was me.
So you were born, Matt. Yeah.
So
Oh,
the
sorry.
question is
We're
this.
the same age.
And this is an original Nintendo question, but like, honestly, this is for anybody who knows gaming. But ultimately, it's a guess. What is my favorite original Nintendo game of all time? First person that gets it right wins an Ultimate Intrigue. Gotta
Go.
be from the continental U.S.
Well, you put a time limit on it, you said.
No, because I'm just waiting for someone to get it.
Okay.
Troy.
If you don't get it right by the time Skid ends this Twitch, I'm keeping the Ultimate Intrigue. And that's honestly what I hope happens because it's a beautiful book and I want it.
Troy, my guess is Dark Souls 2.
Skid guess. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Scary?
sorry.
I'm
Oh my
sorry.
God.
Guys,
What a
I'm
drunk
sorry.
asshole this guy
I'm
is.
sorry.
Guesses are coming in.
Great.
Yep. I know the answer too, so I'm watching it.
Oh,
Oh, Excite Bike! I loved Excite Bike.
someone already guessed Maniac Mansion.
was close, very close. Like,
Zelda
I
is-
love Maniac Mansion.
This Zelda is maybe my favorite.
Yeah, maybe. Double Dragon is great. I love
Double
Punch Out.
I told Joe the answer, so we're both looking.
Yeah, the reason we did the contest because when he told me, it's a little bit of a B-side.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you
little
already
bit.
said too much, Joe. You've already
Contra,
said too
Contra's
much.
great.
They already know. It's not Zelda.
Oh, Tecmo Bowl. What's better than Tecmo Bowl?
So that one?
Nope.
Your favorite game is better than Tecmo
Just
Bowl.
in general, what's better than Tecmo?
No. Your favorite game is clearly better than Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You got to be very, very specific, guys. I'm
come
sorry.
on.
There's got to be a clear-cut winner.
Full name.
You got it.
We got it. We've got a winner, guys. I'm
is it?
sorry. The winner is Corno Kev. My favorite video game from original NES is Goonies 2.
That's Kevin.
Goonies 2.
Odell?
That's Kevin Odell.
That's
Kevin
Kevin
Odell!
Odell! Kevin Odell! You win!
Yes!
I'm sorry, someone said Goonies earlier, but there actually is an NES game that's original Goonies. My favorite game is Goonies 2.
Already there.
And I told it to Joe beforehand. So, Corno Kev, if you are indeed Kevin Odell, you just won our last copy of Ultimate Intrigue. You son of a bitch, I wanted to keep that for myself. Gah!
Congratulations, Kevin.
I would.
Corno
Awesome.
Kev, please email us, glasscannonpodcast@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I'll send that out to you in the next week. And by week, I mean whenever I get around to it.
Sometime in the next 3 months.
Right, sometime by January 18.
I just need to point out, by the way, how stuck in the 80s some of Troy's choices are. Favorite duo of all time, Hall & Oates. Favorite band of all time, The Police. Favorite NES game of all time, Goonies 2. He could have worse taste only if he shopped at,
remember
at the
this-
Cracker Barrel.
Do you remember the song from Goonies?
Goonies
the
are good
Cyndi
enough?
Lauper song, Good Enough.
Goonies are good enough.
Well, they had that in Goonies too, but it was like an 8-bit version.
Kevin Odell says that was his
Cor-
favorite as well.
that's
why I
great.
guessed it.
Corno Kev,
Kevin,
great.
you were peas in a pod, buddy. You Goonies! You're all a bunch of Goonies! And that all ends the minute you go up Troy's bucket.
Guys, 1 second.
Quote from the movie.
Yep.
I just want to check in with Skid real quick to get an update on the level. It's been a while since he gave us an update. Sit rep.
Yeah, so it's basically Fort Apache right here. So I'm holed up in this prison, fighting off these aliens as they come in waves. There's going to be another group coming in right here. They're nice enough to drop these flares in their landing spots. But I also got these like local backup soldiers here, these guerrillas that are helping me out, and they're basically cannon fodder. So
Whoa!
Wednesdays, what?
Quick question: are the giveaways done? Some people want to leave.
Well, yeah. I guess giveaways are done, or are they?
Stop
Oh, come on! Just tell them. Tell them if
You hang
you're-
out with us, and you suffer with Matthew. Matthew wants to go to bed more than
He
anybody else
really
in the
is
world.
so tired.
You
I'm
suffer
trying-
with Matthew.
Unfortunately, this
We
is
might give away Joe's pants.
Did you lose?
Skid and I.
Okay.
Skid and I talked about Sterling and Shannon Sharp all day at the bar today.
we did. We had a lot of sharp discussions.
Troy, what was your? I think you missed the question. What was your favorite skit? What was your favorite players to use in Tecmo Bowl? Who's the best players? Bo Jackson has been thrown up by a lot of fans. Anyone else?
Bo Jackson's pretty front door. I actually liked. I played the Giants, and I liked Dave Meggett.
Oh, Dave Meggett was
the
great.
kick returner for the Giants, but he was also the third down back for the
Yeah.
Giants, and he was the one guy back before the human joystick in Madden. What was his name? Skid, the human
Oh,
joystick.
Dante Hall.
Yeah, Dante Hall. He played for the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Of course you know.
He did, yeah.
Right, he ran back like 7 touchdowns.
He got the most like
returns on
bullshit
kickoff.
like return.
I think they changed the rule because of him, not because of injuries. But Dave Meggett was the original guy that like kickoff and punt return for a touchdown. So I Dave Meggett.
All right, we got a request from a listener that we got last night too, and weren't able to address. And I think it's time, guys. Grant, if you could do a little mic work for me. I know that's a shotgun, but we got to get as many of us as we can. Skid, we need your attention. We have a request for a group harmonic listener mail.
Me.
Okay, I'm gonna get it started, and then we're gonna go. Everybody ready?
Yeah, that's right.
It's time for listener mail. You gotta get your brain up on it. It's time for listener mail.
Listener mail.
Cue that fucking A.
Cue that fucking A.
I hope that was good, guys. We did not practice that ahead of time. If that wasn't
I
obvious.
feel like Nick is going to be ashamed.
That
of
wasn't
this,
as good as the last one we did.
Can we do one?
The Joe's gonna roll was much better.
Can we do
Yeah, let's
Joe's
that
gonna
one.
roll?
That one's easier.
Joe's gonna roll.
Joe's gonna roll. Get ready for that one.
That's much better.
Well, it's much easier. It's a lower level of difficulty.
I miss nerdage.
Can we do? Let me start one. Skid's got some splaining to do. It is time for nerdage.
I miss nerdage.
We don't hear it enough.
You got a golf club.
We did. That's what it deserved.
That's sad. Like we just hit a par 4.
Hold on. Nick Lowe just sent me one recently that says, all right, ready? Troy is the worst. I hope he dies of a communicable disease.
I haven't heard that tape. I don't know. I don't
It's
like
a little less catchy. It's a little less catchy.
I don't care.
You can find a better key for listener mail.
Yeah, find a better key.
I
Joe
agree.
just left. You guys upset. You insulted Joe's singing voice, so he left.
He's gone.
He's made his choice.
Joe was an altar boy.
Good night, Wes.
He was
Tori.
an altar boy.
Oh, good night, Bill.
He's been touched.
Bill, good night.
So Skid, what's the end game here? Like you're on Over. Tell me what Overwatch.
I have
is.
3. Overwatch is just ready to action. That's if you
That's all it
see
is.
an enemy moving in front of you, you will take a shot.
So right now you're on like trying to escape.
No, I'm just trying to hold off these waves of aliens until my rescue chopper shows up.
Did you lose any people? Did anybody die?
Not yet.
All right, so you're good.
I'm in good shape.
Now, do you consider yourself the captain, or you're just trying to play all the?
Well, you're like a commander. Like your role is that of a commander.
So you don't consider yourself taking on the personalities of these characters. You consider yourself like in their earpiece, being like,
No,
move
yeah,
to the this.
right. And you get attached to them. You definitely get attached to them. It's just that emergent storytelling that I love so much.
Can
Now,
I just?
if a person you like really dies, do you just go back to a previous save?
I haven't, but now that I have,
Could you switch with me for 1 second? Listen and point.
Do you have a character name? Skid?
You'll know if it's too loud.
But Kevin does.
I'm switching off with Matthew Capitacasa. It means captain of the house, head of the house, and now he is the head of the house for real.
Good night, Christo, dude. Thank you for hanging out. Well, we've got a fun Tuesday coming up for you guys. I appreciate you hanging out. Chris.
I'm ready.
Wait,
where
you
did
said
Joe
you
go?
want to? I'd go, but I still want to answer to my "we are stupid" question. All right, ask it again.
It
because
was
we,
the question was which "we are stupid" was made us the most embarrassed or upset.
Oh God, take a number.
I can answer that one.
Yeah, Matthew, your thoughts?
How about the one that's been wrong for about 25 episodes with how we were doing spell
Amazing.
strike, spell combat?
That's very embarrassing. I'm mostly embarrassed for Matthew.
I'm mostly embarrassed for Troy. I actually had to argue with him that the rules were the rules. He didn't believe me.
Matthew did not know the rules until 20 episodes into his character.
That's certainly true, but neither did the people who I'm supposed to be learning from.
That's true. That's true. Matthew can always lean on us for that. But yeah, I think that wins. I think that wins, Matthew.
So hopefully it was the orcs not using ferocity. Yeah, that was.
Oh, man. That was a big one.
You know what's nice about that though? Like I screwed that up. I will never screw up ferocity again. You know what I mean? That's what's fun about when you screw up a major thing like that and learn. You'll never screw up that again, and hopefully none of our listeners will screw up ferocity. The graphics on these parts is pretty amazing. I love it.
In my defense, Alexi, the wording is very confusing, and I'm learning in general.
Alexi's
Leave
like,
me alone.
Matthew, what is that? Know your character.
I'm a noob.
Learn your character, noob. Wait, who's going to bed? Geldjid.
Good luck on your interview.
Geldjid.
Did.
I think that's a Galabras fan. Geldjid.
I know Gelsdid. Gelsdid's been on the XCOM
We're green
stream
to go.
before. Many times.
Is it too late to have one more cocktail, guys?
Yes. I gotta finish this car adventure with you tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have one more cocktail.
I know
because
you are.
I love watching Skid play this. I love hanging out with my friends. And this is the sad thing about, or the sad reality, if nothing else. We go back to New York tomorrow, and we have to go back to our lives, and I probably won't see Skid and Matthew for like 5 weeks. That's it. I see you once a week for like a heartbeat, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have a cocktail. I'm not giving away any more stuff though. So if you're just here for treasure, you've come to the wrong place. You're not Matthew. You can't just search the body of everyone that plays Twitch. I'm
Listen,
gonna get a cocktail.
Troy, I need you to be sharp and on your game for when I kill your rat folk tomorrow morning.
My rat folk investigator.
What's his
Good
name?
luck, Matthew. Good luck, you.
Can you tell him a little bit about
His name is
Jaren?
Jaron Gleck. He's played by John Hawkes, the actor John Hawkes. He has a sword cane.
That's maybe my favorite part of it.
Right. If you try to min-max your character and you're making an investigator, you usually give him a rapier. And
Or if you want it to be competitive.
I decided I wanted to go sword cane. So, anyways, investigator, a very interesting hybrid class. But anyways, so we're driving back to New York tomorrow at 7 a.m. and Matthew is going to run an adventure for a very hungover and exhausted Joe and I.
Heading there now.
Can't wait.
They're in to give you a little bit of background. They're in a very sticky wicket right now.
That's your favorite term for wickets. Let's get it comfortable.
They're in a pickle.
Copy that.
They're in a dill pickle.
Wicked speaking.
Troy, we got a question here. What method do you use to keep track of your campaign notes? Do you have a binder of notes, or is it electronic?
Affirmative.
Буду на стороже.
Moving
How do I
on.
organize my campaign?
Yeah.
You know, it's an interesting question.
He says it's an interesting question. He's making a drink. We'll get back to you on that one.
He never reveals.
He says he never reveals his secrets, or he's going to get blackballed by the magicians. The Magicians Union is going to blackball Troy if he reveals his
They're gonna
secrets.
make the cover of Poof magazine.
You got poofed?
Yeah, you're on the cover.
Here we go.
Они обходят.
Ah, yes. My Spanish prince.
Gotta do better.
Yeah, stay there. Oh no, not Snakey! No, leave Snakey alone!
Are they gonna try to kill their own guy to break the psychic hold on him?
I mean, he's permanently my dude, so yeah, they're gonna just try to kill him. But the game glitched out and missed him, so that's awesome. Stay there.
Illusions, Dad. You don't have time for my illusions.
Oh yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to Late Night Twitch with Matthew, Troy, and Skid. Man, what is this, the 50th time the three of us have got together? This is actually the first time the three of us have ever got together.
Troy, here's a question with visual humor. If Tom Exposition were a statue, what pose would eternally embody him best?
You ever seen the statue of Michelangelo's David? It would be that, but instead of a bare penis, he would have a $100 bill just covering his penis. I don't really have a good answer.
I was hoping you would just do a pose.
You wanted me to stand up. No, I think we're having like a huge old school video lag with our chat box. Like Skid's video is like the game itself is moving in real time, but our video is moving like it's a 1980s video screen.
Night out.
Ooh. Oh, frag out!
Nice.
Does anybody have any questions? Like, we've got 39 people on, so this would be a good time, especially where I don't have to sit here and play a video game. If you guys have any questions, now's the time, because once we close this down, there's a good chance we're never going to record another episode again. I think it's pretty clear after spending a weekend together in close quarters with one bathroom and only a couple of beds that we're all angry with each other. We don't really like each other. And we'll probably never spend any
it's all news to us.
Significant time together.
Does it get exhausting being that much of a pessimist?
I'm just... guys, I'm actually talking to the fans.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Sorry. Skid, I love you, Skid. So in reality, I hate Skid.
Go ahead.
And he can't hear me, thankfully. He's very busy playing the game. So I'll probably never hang out with these guys again. It's going to be tough. I've got to find 4 new guys to play these characters. All of a sudden...
this is taking a turn.
Della's going to be played by an actual woman. And Nestor will be played by an actual person.
What are you trying to say?
But while we're here, finally, I know you guys have requested, finally we have the group of Skid, Matthew, and Troy together. Do you have any questions?
Toilet paper over or under?
Toilet paper over or under? That is actually a phenomenal question. I believe there is only one option, and my wife makes this mistake all the time, and I chastise her for it. The toilet paper should always be over. It should not be under. Do you disagree, Matthew?
No, I 100% agree, and actually I think there's science to back you up that it does flow better that way. Though I have heard an excellent argument for the under. Would you like to hear it?
I mean, to me, before you even tell me the argument, I assume it's acid.
Well, it's an argument that doesn't...
It's fucking stupid.
It's not at all pertinent to me or my life. However, apparently when the toilet paper is under, it makes it harder for the cats to unroll the toilet paper.
So it's a cat thing? I'm a cat guy, and I don't allow my cats into the bathroom. But I would never make a toilet paper decision based on cats. If you put your toilet paper under, I want you to unsubscribe to our podcast.
Why are you trying to lose this fast?
There, I said it! If you're an under toilet paper person, if you don't take the time to care about that, I want you to unsubscribe.
Oh, look, we're getting lots of people are supporting. You can go under because of the cats.
What kind of cats do you have? You just allow your cats to roam around your house willy-nilly?
What do you do?
The cats are not allowed in the bathroom.
Oh,
I barely allow... When we record at my apartment, I barely allow Skid and Matthew in the
freaks out. I was like, did you leave the door open? What the fuck is wrong? I'm so conditioned to close Troy's door at his apartment now, I could never do anything else.
True. I used to have a sign up. Please close bathroom door. Signed the management. And the management was a picture of a kitty.
Magic Murder Hobo says, cats are only allowed in the bathroom when Troy's in there so he can make eye contact.
Sometimes... Sometimes when I'm tired, I pee and sit down and put the cat on my lap.
That's a little weird,
I
Troy.
just like to give them a little time in there, just me and them. All right, it's late. What else? What other questions do we have? Do you guys make money with GCP? Joe, somebody just asked, you guys make money with GCP? We do not currently make money with the GCP. And you must be like, well, you guys must sell the t-shirts, you must be rolling in it. No, we currently do not make money with the GCP, but give us time, we're working on it. We've only been around for a year and a half. I think we're doing all right.
Yeah,
But
we've
we're
only
actually in a lot of debt.
Yeah, we've only been in the hole for a year and a half. That's a successful business, isn't it?
It's good to be in the red, right?
Matthew, I'm so proud of you for still being up. This is amazing.
I hate you all.
This is great.
Your adventure in the car tomorrow is going to suffer for
When
this.
Matthew asked for a water, I gave him a water with a shot of 5-hour energy in it.
We got a question here. Troy, do you make money, period?
Well, that's just rude. I do. You know, I was a bartender for 60. Yeah, people. You know, what do we got? 40 people listening right now. You guys don't give a shit about my life, but I'll tell you anyways. I was a bartender for going on, like 15 years in New York City, and you know, I'm an actor and a comedian, which means until you make it big, you just give hand jobs to hobos to make money. So I was a bartender for 15 years, and I finally was able to, quote-unquote, retire from that to just do like freelance video work,
For 1 second.
editing, production, producing, writing comedy and whatnot, while I pursue what I really want to do. So do I make money? Yeah. Am I killing it? No. Is this podcast a drain on my time and energy? Yes. Yes, it is.
Can
But I do it because of Matthew.
Can I
Because
offer?
Matthew is very sick. And if I don't do this podcast, Matthew will die. And so I don't want to do this, but I tune in every single week. I prepare these adventures, and Joe and Grant and Skid are in on this. Like, they all know that this isn't real. But Matthew thinks this is all real. Every encounter to Matthew's characters that he makes up is very real. And so I do it for Matthew.
Can I offer?
Is this some weird like Tommy Westfall universe we've got going on? Where
It's true. This is the St. Elsewhere ending.
I'd like to offer a contest for the fans. For me, to do something. If 10 people type in "I'm Umlo," I will do a booty dance for the stream. 10 people, 10 people type in "I'm Umlo" and booty dance is yours.
Grant, you are a unique.
Watch
human.
the "I'm Umlo."
please don't type "I'm Umlo" just for our sakes. No offense, Grant, but it's late.
Yeah, please don't.
The worst thing is the prize is terrible.
It's not a good prize.
I'm Umlo. One. Okay, one. Let's
Damn
count
it.
them.
Two,
2, 3,
four.
4, 5, 6, 7.
All right.
No.
Matthew, you're not gonna sing.
No, I can't.
All right. Booty, 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 rocking everywhere. Booty, 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 rocking everywhere. Rocking everywhere. Rocking everywhere. Booty, 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 rocking everywhere. Now stop, please. Grant.
I bet that looked really great on the.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Are we still alive?
Jesus.
I know what you're saying to yourself. Man, I've never watched a more professional group of people do
Give
something.
Matthew a lap dance. Not gonna happen. He will not be consenting.
Yeah,
We're
no, I
a
will
regular
not.
Mad TV.
Like my old dad used to say.
Like me old dad.
I'm Umlo.
Jeepers, we're getting more people watching right now.
You broke the webcam.
If
Yeah,
the
actually-
webcam worked, that would have been magical.
Please don't. Please don't.
Joe's Dark Souls streams and this may not make it to the YouTube. This might be an exclusive for the people who are so generous in watching us in these horrible states.
What am I dying of, Troy, by the way? This is a question. Important question.
You're dying of Lou Gehrig.
jeez.
Lou Gehrig's HIV.
Matthew's very sick.
This took a
It's a
turn.
new disease.
Skid, let's get a sit rep. How far are we from rescuing this
we're
VIP
almost
and
done.
getting out of there?
I fucked up. I put the Sky Ranger landing zone partially inside the building, so I can't evac everybody at once. So it's going to take 2 rounds, and a bunch of guys are about to show up. So hopefully we will not get shot at while this happens. This is desperately trying to fight off this last couple of waves.
In your crew?
Nope, everyone's still alive.
I want to ask you guys a question because we talked about it at the bar today while we were watching football. Luckily, we were able to sneak away from the gaming table for a little while to just relax, watch football, and have Grant and Skid win $200.
We told them about what happened.
Yeah, Grant and Skid won a raffle, and they won. I'm just gonna tell you guys, $270 total, which is pretty sweet. But we talked about all right, so we came out here. We've been doing this podcast for what, Joe? A year and a half? Over a year and a half. Mm-hmm. Over a year and a half, and we've never been able to do something like this where we got to go away and just relax together, live together. Because of Skid. The only reason we were able to do this is because of Skid has this house in Cape Cod that allows us to come here and do this. We were able to set up gaming tables.
Troy didn't believe the house existed until we literally drove up there.
Until I saw the house, I assumed it was just going to be like a shack with sticks and twigs and a couple of blankets, and Skid was like, "Welcome to my home in Cape Cod." And then we'd all have to get hotel rooms. But no, it actually exists. And so now I think, Skid, if you're up for it, can we do this every year?
Yeah, of course.
All right, so what I want to take it a step further is I think, and I said this last night during our long Facebook Live, I wondered, and Joe is the most pessimistic person in our group. That's what he does. He's Joey Pessimist. Hey, remember I grew up with this kid, Joey Pessimist, lives down the block. I thought that we could do a con. We're a long way away from that, but I think that maybe not next year, but maybe the year after, if we rented out a bingo hall in Connecticut and said, all right, guys, we're doing a con Saturday, November 12th in Hartford, Connecticut. Come on out. Would you guys come to that?
Every 25 episodes.
They want a con every 25 years?
Yeah.
Oh, a retreat every 25? So, Joe,
as the only member of the group with a young child, it's not that I can't do it. It's just that I want them to understand one day what that requires exactly. Once they understand what exactly that means, they will. We can talk on the same level, I think. But this has been so unbelievably enjoyable and so just great, I think, for the podcast in general. And that's what retreats are for. They're to reconnect, get together, get back to it. And I'm sorry that we couldn't broadcast some of our little homebrews that we did and stuff, but it was so great to actually play again without recording, because that changes the game. You can play you play differently. I think we've talked a lot on Cannon Fodder about how it changes the game to play when you're recording for people, and to get back to the way that we used to play together is just really refreshing and really great. And it's not the only thing we're going to do. Obviously, we're going to keep doing the show, but it is a good refresher, and that's what retreats are for.
I think it would also be a lot of fun to be able to stretch out and do things that each of us enjoy doing that not everyone likes. I think they can hear me right, Matthew.
Yeah.
I think I'd love to. No one else likes doing this. You can see my Pokemon Go bracelet. I would trade Pokemon with people. I would talk about Warhammer with the people that like Warhammer. I would bring my paints and maybe do a painting session with people. Everyone has different interests. Matt, you could talk about how to write a play and stuff with people.
I don't know how to do that.
If there's one thing you learn after going to graduate school for playwriting, it's that You just don't know how to write plays.
But
That was
So,
Matthew being
that is
like,
that's a
I'm so glad you
surprisingly
stayed
accurate
with us.
statement.
And Gormley going, why?
And if anyone else there works in video, you could talk to Troy and I about that. You could talk to Skid and Joe about acting. Like, it'd be great.
Yeah, you know, I think that my favorite thing about you guys, honestly, about the fan base in general, is how different all of your interests seem to be. Because it represents us. Like, us as a group are a microcosm of such hugely different, not only pursuits in life, but in terms of nerdy stuff that we're into. But the one thing that brings us all together, the one thing that we have in common is we love Pathfinder, we love role-playing, and you know, when we are able to share with you the different things that we're into outside of that and see that you guys are into, at least some of you, all different aspects of it, that is why I love this community so much.
A comment and a question. Cannon Cod hashtag is trending. Tririon wants to know, or I want to ask the Tririon, where in Texas are you from? I'm from Dallas. You guys probably know that. CannonCon, baby.
Hashtag CannonCon. All right.
We were also thinking about like
Get
the
my
glass
wheels turning.
cannon.
Forget about it. I'll go without Joe. If I show up without Joe, that's how you know it's real. My God, how fun would that be? Like, we were all having a couple pops today at the Giants-Eagles game and Grant's little Cowboys-Browns game.
Where
shocker,
we
the Cowboys
won
beat the Browns.
7-1.
Those Cowboys are cute.
Oh,
huh?
we're from the same town. We're from the same town, Dallas.
Man, a
Where
really
you-
hard-fought battle against the Cleveland Browns.
Let me just ask real quick, what suburb in Dallas? And I'll tell you mine after you tell me yours.
Yeah, that's
That
a
was too
busted
shady
up, Grant,
point.
but you're from the same town, Dallas. It's a pretty big town.
It's a
as far
city.
as towns
That's why I'm
go.
asking what suburb, you asshole.
You know, Dallas-Fort Worth is like the third largest metropolitan area in the country of
Yeah.
all cities.
Yeah, because we're not ignorant like Philadelphians.
It's the only area that has 2 major airports.
Oh my
Besides New York.
Hey, Skid, it appears that we
and Washington. And,
have a
and
mission
probably
complete.
A ton of other
Yes,
places.
the mission is complete. So
All right.
yeah, we can.
We did it.
Guys,
Did you do it, Skid?
Yeah.
Let's do
did
another
it.
one, Skid. Come on! Look at Matthew's face. Matthew's so angry.
He's so tired.
I honestly think we could do a glass con. And if it was just a bingo hall in the middle of Connecticut, and 100 people showed up, and it cost $10 to get in, and we just sat around and all made out, it would be a fun time.
Oh, because the local guys, like the local gorilla dudes, like you can evac them, but they don't join your team or anything. So they got killed. It's just like, yeah, fuck you. It's like, thanks for your help. Bye. Bye. Excellent work, guys. Bye bye. Yeah, I left him to the alien. Yeah.
Look at that snark on Troy's face on there.
Oh yeah, he gets that smug look on his face all the time. It's great. Look at Baron with his.
We heard from El Turion.
Sink
that
ships.
he was from
Glad you could
Garland.
be here.
Yeah, I'm from University Park, Highland Park. I apologize.
They feel pretty good, man. They feel pretty good about themselves.
Skid, King O'Duckingham
Continue
said,
playing.
kind of a rough
Play.
end to that mission. What happened?
I just explained that just now.
Well, shockingly, I've been drinking.
In a stunning turn of events,
In a
Troy.
stunning It was Colonel Mustard with the vodka in the study. I mean, how do we end this? I think we should just keep it going until the last man standing.
No.
What's that like video? Cans in a hard body?
Joe, take the
It's
mic
like
out of his
everyone
hands,
that puts
please.
their hands in a car.
Take the mic
just
away
keep
from
the
him.
machine running until everyone logs off.
Hit Troy over the head with the sap. Knock him unconscious and drag him to bed.
Boom.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to imagine it like going non-stop until there's just no one on the video except Skid in the far corner, just leveling up guys and
Leveling
building
up
his
my dudes.
interior and just talking logically and smartly about a situation without getting interrupted every 10 seconds.
Yeah, so Galabras got hurt and Baron got hurt. Troy's fine. So they're out of commission for 9 days and 4 days, respectively.
And you got the scientist.
Oh, sweet! I got an advanced expanded magazine, which I needed, and an advanced autoloader. Fucking yeah!
Hello, Commander.
Hello, Commander.
It's like he doesn't want you to see his face, Skid.
He doesn't. No. It's been that way. And I got a new scientist.
So is that? So what are we? How are we gonna wrap
back
this up?
to
Joe?
base, successful. It's got to feel good. I mean, you got some gravely wounded people, but hey, it's the cost of war against
Yeah, it's
aliens,
fine.
man.
And I think. Oh, I did get some new soldiers. Okay, so.
Della is Italian.
Is she? Where is she?
I heard a rumor that Matthew was going to do a bubble bobble
No,
Twitch
Irish.
after this. Holy shit, Matthew's playing bubble bobble after Skid's Twitch until 4 a.m. Matthew, come to casa. Give this guy some coffee. Matthew, thoughts?
What the fuck is happening right now?
Matthew's the best.
We're having a good time.
We're having fun.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
Oh man, we went to Dunkin's yesterday, and Grant and I were like, croissant sandwich, English muffin sandwich, giant coffee, 2 coffees, turbo shot, and Matthew walked up and was like, veggie flatbread,
and a water.
and an ice water. Do you guys have ice water? So no matter what, when all of us die,
Hashtag bubble bobble con.
when all of us die, Matthew, please keep the podcast going with a bunch of your vegan friends.
Can I think
You approach 4 giant lemurs. Well, we can't kill them because they're animals, and we don't believe in killing animals. So the party dies.
The thing is that Matthew is actually the best person out of all of us. So
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
Sink Ships would love to listen to Matthew just read books.
Yeah, that's a
Matthew,
great.
you should do like Matthew's reading hour on
God.
Twitch.
let me tell you. I think you. Even though
listen to Matthew just read books.
You're gonna have to read The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks to begin with. That's the best book ever written.
Oh my God, Casual Tuna, you have no idea how accurate you are. He says Troy sounds like a drunk, depressed man who finally found friends.
He has found no friends whatsoever.
Not in this room.
Let me tell you a story, Casual Tuna. These guys are the last thing I would call friends. They are.
Apparently, we're just here just.
They are employees in my Game of Thrones.
Here's Lork. Here's Lork, by the way.
Oh, look at Lord!
Oh my God, he looks like a Borg almost.
Yeah.
Locutus of Borg.
Yep.
Resistance is futile.
He died. He had 7 kills. He died on May 31st, 2035. Killed by a Muton.
39 kills. Who has 39 kills?
Oh, Alexei. Yeah.
Alexei, the most pragmatist according to his logic and negative according to mine. Fan of the Twitch stream. He is always such a mean guy, but he says it's because
He keeps it real, Grant.
Yeah, he does keep it real. I like Alexei. I'm just saying.
There's Alexei.
Ooh,
Alexei had
man,
an
that guy looks
amazing
tough.
career.
Hey, Alexei, look at what being a pragmatist did to you. You're dead. Barren
This got
alive.
harsh.
Everybody keeps asking, did Lord have a monocle?
It is.
He did. Look at him. He's on the right side of the screen.
Is that the castle of?
Yeah. That's his epitaph.
Hey, Alexei,
man.
the difference between being passive-aggressive and aggressive is what I'm doing. I'm not being passive-aggressive. I'm telling you exactly how I feel. Okay? So,
Grant, stop fighting with the fans.
No, Alexei.
Please, Grant, the fans are always right. The customer is always right.
Alexei,
Grant,
passive-aggressive is just incorrect. I'm being directly aggressive.
in a much more important question, in terms of the age of my cats. Linus just turned 1 on Halloween. Thank you for asking. And Loki will turn 8 on January 27th. So I have an 8-year-old, or almost 8. She grows up so fast. And a little boy who just turned 1 on Halloween. My goodness, we need to do a Twitch just with me and my buddies.
Grant is drunker than Troy? Question mark.
Lose the question mark. Why is it a contest?
Troy, is Grant drunk? Troy, answer that question.
Just Troy Grant drunk, like what's that? Green drink drunk or purple drank?
Business drunk.
I'm business drunk.
I'm like Kendrick Lamar. Levitate, 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 levitate.
You know, I have a question. We've done a lot of Q&As this weekend, but I haven't seen this one come up. I have a question on behalf of the fans, and that is, what does Troy look like without a hat on?
What?
Oh, there's this terrible hat hair. Look at it. Oh, he's so embarrassed. He hates it so much. He hates it.
Let me tell you the reality of the story. For all 35 of you.
Oh, shit.
You're getting to see this live! We're going to delete this video so you'll never see it again.
Read that, Matthew.
The only reason I wear a hat is because I support my team.
Welcome
Yeah,
to
the Red
Matthew's
Sox
new
got knocked
podcast, Between Two Drunks.
Matthew, let me tell you about the election. The thing is that Jill Stein's
Oh,
gonna
God.
win
Here we
because
go.
I'm going to tell you why.
Guys, cut the mic.
Did you see Old Bones? Yeah, I saw Troy in 30 Rock.
Thank you, Old Bones. I had, I think I might remember my line in 30 Rock.
What was it?
Do you wanna
What
hear
was it? Yes,
You
please.
guys want to hear my line?
Yes.
So I was talking to Alec Baldwin and Elaine Stritch.
As
And
you do.
I rolled up and I think I remember my line. It was like, all right, so the idea was that Elaine Stritch played Alec Baldwin's mother. It's just so stupid.
She's
to
so
do this,
great,
but we're having
Elaine.
fun. So Alec Baldwin's mother was played by Elaine Stritch, and she was there with her boyfriend for like a Valentine's dinner, and I played the waiter. And so I rolled up and I was like, something to the effect of, no one cares. Even the people in the room don't care.
I want to know.
No, finish your story and then skip.
Oh, it's like you love her. You ordered the. I come up and I'm like, hello. You ordered the lovers tasting menu, a delight for the senses. And I look at Alec Baldwin. Will the gentleman be joining in the experience?
I remember this.
Or watching? And then Alec Baldwin goes, just keep the drinks coming. And they cut that scene out of the episode.
It's
and I learned a very sobering message in that thing because I told my entire family and friends, watch this episode, I'm going to be in it. And they all watched, and my moment was cut from the episode. And I got the tape later. But
Weren't you a waiter in that scene?
yeah, I was a waiter.
You had a line, though.
Yeah, he
I
just told us.
This is classic Grant. Like, I literally just delivered the line. You had a line, right?
I think the other lesson here is,
Yes, I did, Grant.
Can you steal a scene from Elaine Stritch and Alec Baldwin?
Evidently not.
Evidently not.
Maybe you did. Maybe that's why they
Or maybe you did.
Here's a quick question. This one goes to Skid first. How did we meet the great Nick Lowe?
Oh, well, I met Nick Lowe. When I first moved to New York, my original roommate was moving into Manhattan, and so he needed a replacement for our apartment, and he put out a Craigslist ad, and he got like 15 responses, and he was just like, I'll choose from one of these, it'll be fine. And he meant to take the Facebook ad down, or the Craigslist ad down, and he forgot to, and he got one more response. And he was about to delete the email, but he said like,
Dude, Facebook didn't exist. It was like 1999.
Yeah, it was like there wasn't even Friendster yet. So he was like, but he got one more email. He was just like, I'll check it out. I was like, yeah, this guy sounds all right. I'll put him on the list. So it was Nick Lowe, and he came in to interview to be my roommate. And I was like, you work at fucking Marvel Comics, you're in. That was it. Like I was done. And so it was through him that I met like.
Yeah, so then I
met.
completely coincidentally met Nick Lowe's roommate, this is David the Woodman Woody.
After he moved out.
Yeah.
The originator, am I right?
Yeah, so
we're having a good time.
So
Yes.
Nick was living with Skid, and then he moved out. He moved in with a buddy of his from college. His buddy from college, Dave, I randomly met at a bar watching an Eagles game. And we started talking because he's from the Philly area. We hit it off, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, we got to hang out, yada, yada, yada. And then I meet Nick Lowe. And then years later, Nick Lowe is like, I was like, what are you up to tonight? He's like, I'm having dinner with my old roommate.
you should come. He's a big geek like you. And I was like, okay, sure, yeah, I'll turn up. And it was Nick, Skid, and I met at this Indian restaurant in Astoria, Queens. And Nick barely said a word. Like, within the first 5 minutes, it came up that Skid plays D&D. And I was like, I had not played since middle school. And I was like, you play D&D now? Like, currently, here? And he was like, yeah. I was like, what's your game? Where do you play? And within a few months, I was in his game. Within a few months after that, Skid and I were hanging out more than I hung out with Nick Lowe. And then I introduced Skid to Troy, and like that's how it all happened. It was all through Nick Lowe, actually, that we all met.
Yeah, and my voiceover agent at the time, I run a softball team in Central Park. I've been running this team for 8 years now, and I needed some more guy players. And my voiceover agent at the time was like, I know a guy, he's like one of my rival agents, but he's a great dude. I think he's super athletic. His name's Joe O'Brien. This was like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, great. Bring him to the dinner party, and I shall interview him. I shall see if he is satisfactory for my softball team. And so she brought Joe to this bar party, and I was like,
interview someone for a casual softball.
We've talked
team.
about this before. We talked about it on the Twitch, Joe.
Yeah.
There was one moment during a softball game when we weren't sure. Is this interesting for people? I think people find this interesting. We weren't sure if the game was going to happen because the other team wasn't showing up. And then we were in Central Park. There are like lots of fields where you can see like the other field way across the way. And the other team hadn't shown up, and I had only known Joe for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And I looked at that other field and I said, well, we shall send a raven to that field. And Joe looked at me and was like, oh,
What?
this guy gets it. And we just started talking Game of Thrones, which spiraled into nonsense and spiraled into me meeting Skid, spiraled into Joe being the best man at my wedding. Like, this is how this has all happened. But my reemergence into D&D came because of that moment.
Yeah.
When you really boil it down.
Yeah, and my reemergence came because of Skid that I met through Nick Lowe. So I mean, truly, it all boils down to Nick Lowe, which is so awesome.
Especially because he does our drops.
Yeah.
The fact that like Nick is like super successful, way more successful than us, and he still like is a fan of our little podcast and does the drops for it. But the only reason I know Skid is because of you, and my first emergence back into D&D was me, you, Skid, our buddy Brian, and this amazing DM. Yeah. And honestly, that's why the Glass Cannon podcast exists.
And we'll wrap it up with Casual Tuna's quote. And at the end, Nick Lowe became a Marvel editor, and Troy became jobless.
He retired.
And that wraps up the story.
Yeah.
Your tuna just got a lot less casual. Son of a bitch.
Is it bedtime?
I think we gotta wrap it up.
Matthew, I know you prepared a giant monologue for the ending of the night, so please take it home, Matthew.
Soliloquize, my friend.
Matthew, you're going to give us a reading from War and Peace?
Do you have a copy?
No, I don't have a copy.
You don't travel with your copy always? Here's my reading. I really want to go to bed. Can we please fucking go to bed?
Yay!
We learned a lot this weekend. We learned that
hold on, before we
we're
go.
all very smelly. We learned that we do pretty well when it comes to beds. We also learned that Matthew's bedtime is 9:30 p.m.
But we have to wrap.
I also learned that there apparently is no social barrier to two grown men bursting into a bedroom, literally punching each other, trying. What are you doing, man?
Well, no, I mean, this is a legitimate question. Is then how did we meet Grant and Matthew? And
Yes.
I'm only going to speak for Matthew at this point. My wife and Matthew's wife are very good friends because they were coworkers.
They work together.
They
Yeah.
became very good friends.
I've
and-
known your wife longer than you have.
Yeah, exactly. And you know who else my wife knew before I met? Nick Lowe.
Oh, right.
Wait, well, your wife knew Nick Lowe before you did?
Yes.
Wait, Joe, in case that no one heard, your wife knew Nick Lowe before you did?
Yes. Completely coincidentally.
She knows Skid?
No. Completely coincidentally, my wife went to grad school with Nick Lowe's wife's sister.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, which is
wow.
insane. So she knew Nick Lowe before I did, but then, they weren't like friends. But then they met, and then Matthew and I were introduced as, oh, this is my boyfriend, oh, this is my boyfriend. And I was like, oh, we started talking, and then it turned out that Matthew was a complete nerd loser. And I was like, sweet! Yes! This is a jackpot, because you never know if your girlfriend's boyfriend is going to be a complete douche with like a handlebar mustache and a ponytail, But it didn't work out that way.
That's my character in XCOM.
It worked out really, really well. And then how did we, Skid, I met Grant through you. So how did you meet Grant?
Well, I met a friend of Grant's in a bar. Like, I saw a friend of Grant's in a bar, another Matthew.
Let's give him full credit. Matthew Copel.
Matthew Copel. I was at Greenpoint with my girlfriend, and I just saw him and like a bunch of other people at a corner table playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Mark Bar, which no longer exists in Greenpoint, right?
Right. And I was there with my girlfriend, and I was just like, oh, they're playing D&D. And my girlfriend was like, well, go talk to them. I was just like, no, I'm afraid. I was like, well, come on. And so she finally encouraged me to like go and like say hello. And so I went over and was like, hello, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. Like, what edition are you playing? And they're like, oh, that's my fourth edition.
Security cat!
Did you do an Indian accent the whole time?
I did, yeah.
Part of me wishes you had appeared in character, like, hello.
I've heard this story so many times, and it warms my heart so much because it was like your girlfriend, your long-standing girlfriend, like, we're all married except Skid, but Skid has been with his girlfriend longer than any of us have, and she knows Skid more than any of us know, and she saw these people were doing something that Skid loves more than anything else in the world. It was like a mom, like, why don't you go talk to these boys?
She was. That's what Matthew said. Like that, she was like standing behind me, like, okay, come on. Like, so I talked. So I was like, we got exchanged emails, and it was just like, I was thinking of starting. I had started trying to run Rise of the Rune Lords with some of Courtney's friends, and it went really well. Like, I had a great time. None of them had ever really played before.
You were DMing?
Yeah, I was DMing. And I was playing with Merwin too. Like, I had him as like my co-DM because I didn't know Pathfinder that well yet. But it just kind of fell apart because they had like real, busy schedules. They were really nerds and everything. So I was like, I'm gonna give it another try. So I was like, Matthew, like, do you want to do this? And he's like, sure. I have a friend of my wife's, who will come in.
Can I tell that story?
Sure.
So, right around New Year's, I was at a huge party in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, which is a filthy den of hipsters in New York City.
It's a terrible place.
And
unless you like borscht.
I was like,
if you like Polish food, it's
I was
great,
like 27 at the time, and Matthew and I had been on a retreat to our mutual friend's house in upstate New York. His dad owned a place on the lake, kind of like Skid's place now, which is like on the water.
You say Matthew.
Matthew Copel.
Not this. Oh, sorry.
Right.
Not this one.
Another
Yes.
Matthew.
Well, no, yeah. So I met Matthew. Our friend Dan Silver had a place on the lake. We had a retreat just like this one, but with less fans. And
None.
he and I connected on comic books immediately, and we hadn't talked for a long time. And then, in the middle of a New Year's Eve party in a 4-story building a friend of ours owned in Greenpoint, he came up to me drunkenly, high out of his mind, and said, grabbed me by the shoulders with his friend Rob, and said, Grant, you have to play with me in a Pathfinder game. And I had no idea what Pathfinder was. I just do Dungeons and Dragons from playing Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
And he said, you're gonna be great, you're gonna do it, we're gonna have a great time together. And 5 years later, we still haven't finished that campaign.
We're on book 5.
We're on book 5.
It's very similar to the way it all worked out with Joe and I, because we met through a mutual friend, like one of my voiceover agents, and then we realized we were both nerds. We both liked George R.R. Martin, and it just sort of. There was one night, like, you know, it's a longer story because Joe is also my best friend and the best man at my wedding, and but it all
Don't cry, Troy.
I'm sorry, I get really emotional.
He's on the verge.
There was one night where I called him and I didn't know him very well, and I said, "Do you want to go get a drink in Astoria, Queens?" And he said yes, and then we became best friends forever. But that's actually a true story. But at one point we were hanging out, we were friends, and he was like, it came up that we both played D&D when we were teenagers, and I was like, oh man, those were some great times. And Joe, like, very cautiously wheedled in, like, I just got back into playing. Like I'm back.
It's like it's like going to someone and being unsure and being like, are you into crack? Like yes, you don't want to ruin the friendship just by bringing it up. But if they are into it, you know it's going to be amazing. Right. So the risk reward is great. And I was like, ugh. I'm walking on thin ice here to ask this guy if he still wants to play D&D as a 30-year-old.
Would you like to knit sweaters with me for my kitty cats?
It's like, I know you like having a good time, but you want to get wet.
All right.
Yes.
Let's
Good
say
night, everybody.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us.
Nope,
tonight.
no.
Way more to this.
No.
That's it.
This has been this retreat has been awesome. We've had a phenomenal time. Thank you for indulging us with hearing our backstory. Thank you. You guys are great.
You guys are the best.
I'll be twitching some more this week because I still don't have a job, so everything's gonna be we'll be online soon this week. So thank you.